Robin, what's the best thing the federal government could do to help families?
The federal government needs to help close the income inequality gap. This hurts our economy, but most importantly, it hurts middle class and the most vulnerable in our society. So how they do that is making sure that the tax burden that we all face is fair. So that means not increasing personal taxes, but increasing the corporate taxes back to the level they were at in about 2007. That's lower than the United States, so business investment still comes here. That gives us the fiscal room to invest in things like early childhood education, childcare, which makes life easier on households, and invest in accessible, affordable post-secondary education.
Susan, what do you think the government can do to help families?
I don't know that my answer is going to sound a whole lot different from Robin's, except on the corporate tax side of things. Families are struggling trying to pay the bills. They're struggling to be able to have their kids in university. They're struggling to be able to pay daycare. They're struggling to be able to look after their grandparents at the same time. So finding ways to maybe change income taxes so people can pay less in some areas, or defer things, or maybe they help them save more money for people's educations. That's the kind of thing that I think government can do to help families.
Jason, what do you think?
Two things really help families. One is more resources, more money. I think you can do some specific targeted tax ideas there. We talked a little bit about income splitting and maybe some targeted tax things for families. The other thing is time together. We haven't talked a lot about infrastructure, but a lot of families spend a lot of time commuting. And one of the things that governments generally can do, this is not just federal government, but this is federal government, and it's one of the things that families actually are very concerned about. And I know as a parent myself, I'm very concerned about time commuting. I think government can tackle that. I mean, it's a very expensive problem. You got to be strategic about it, but time together, I think, is something that they could help families. Investing in some infrastructure, making sure that the investments in infrastructure that we do make help solve that problem, I think, is important.